This is a weekly review, weekly program from Addis Media Network that recapitulates the gist of the major events of the last week, which Addis Media Network prioritizes to cover. And I'm your host, Asrat Addisu, joined by my colleague, Mskana Fantao. And hello, Mskana.
How are you, Asrat?
How was your week?
It was very good. So we're going to cover some of the major issues of the week as always. I think we have to dive deep into our issues, which the first one, the Prime Minister's remark on the media recognition program, in which MN also received its recognition certificate for its contribution on various national issues. Just if I say some points before you on this, as you know, MN has got recognitions for its contribution in various issues. For example, previously we can remember on the nationalities and people's day, it has received recognition for its contribution working on the unity of Ethiopia and Ethiopians. So that was the first one. And on another event, in the presence of Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed, this week, media organizations also received their recognition from the hand of the Prime Minister, and MN also received its recognition, working for the national interest of Ethiopia, for the unity of the people, and for the peace and security of the Horn of Africa and the neighboring countries in many issues. So on the event, the Prime Minister remarked that the media organizations should focus on working for the peace, unity and integrity of the country for their national interest. It's obvious that media organizations all over the world work for their country, for the national interest of their country. For example, you can remember in many conflicts, for example, in the northern part of Ethiopia, which were resolved peacefully, it was a lot of pressure from the media, from the foreign media on Ethiopia. So at that time, the media showed its strength by working for the unity of the country, for the integrity of the country, and for to bring the people into one. And in those hard times, the media contributed a lot by working for the national interest. So if you can add something on this point.
Yeah, that's great. You nailed it. By the way, as we all remember, out of the 69 media outlets, the 11 media outlets were, selected for awards, and as you said, MN has got its recognition certificate for its contribution on various aspects of the life of the Addis Ababa residents, as well as anybody interested in paying attention to the media network. So the point in here is, Prime Minister Abiy remarked on the recognition ceremony, and he emphasized on working on national interests. The media outlets' first role, wherever they are, whatever they do, in whatever aspect they focus, they should, give priority to the national interests of their own country, their public, and the most important aspects that are, prioritized by their government and their people. So the media should, foster peace and, promote love, affection in between and among people. As you said, the nationalities and the peoples of Ethiopia have a long-standing story of, unity and solidarity, so that this unity and solidarity, should be maintained through roles through significant roles played by the media. Regardless of some, negativities, to these efforts, the media should always be there just for consolidating the national interests. And that was the main aspect prioritized, emphasized by His Excellency Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed.
Yeah, as you know, AMN is working in metropolitan level, in country level, and as media to satisfy the viewers around the world with many aspects. For example, if you see in the metropolis level, as a metropolitan media is working to really show what the life of the residents of Addis Ababa looks like, and what is their point, and what should the city administration work for them, and what the efforts of the city administration looks like. One is, if you see, for example, the corridor development, it demonstrated a lot. At the country level, it works also for the national level, as you mentioned, and as I said before. On the other hand, which includes us as a foreign language department, and through the Arabic and others coming, the AMN is working to satisfy viewers from across Africa and all over the world through these programs. So that's really a deserved media recognition, I can say.
Yeah, you're right.
Median በሚመለከት Ethiopia.
Regarding media, this time is a significant time when Ethiopia should take a significant care in. Previously, when events happened in Ethiopia, their stay on air wasn't long. The rumors from right was limited. Now, as there are different content creators, everything stays on air for long. Therefore, so that the media shouldn't be curses but blessings. So that we serve the country first, so that we give priority for love, tolerance, national interest, and unity. We have untouched culture. We have a comfortable country. Upholding the government is not a problem. Media shouldn't be pro-government. What we expect from you is not being pro-government, reporting objectively based on national interest. Knowingly or unknowingly, some Ethiopian media disseminate information whose consequence is unverified. Borrowed information and source can't be productive, although it looks great.
As you said, Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed paid a due visit to the neighboring country Sudan, to bolster, the neighborhood and the peace and the stability of that nation. So we all remember that in the last week's parliamentary session, he mentioned, he stressed about the Sudanese stability, internal stability and the peace. And following that parliamentary session, he paid a visit to Sudan, and he discussed with President of the nation, Army Chief General Abdel Fattah al-Burhan. And in his one-day visit, he discussed lots of issues that concern the two countries. And agreed on several topics regarding the two neighboring countries. And the major issue which the Prime Minister was focusing in his visit was just bringing down the conflict in Sudan. There is an ongoing conflict between the army and the paramilitary rapid support forces, and this conflict should come to an end. That was the major point that the Prime Minister emphasized in his visit. Yeah,
as you know, Ethiopia and Sudan are not only neighbors. They really share a lot of things. If you see the people-to-people relation between the two countries, for example, a lot of Sudanese are in Ethiopia, even before the conflict, the outbreak of the conflict, and there are many Ethiopians in Sudan residing in various cities of Sudan. So when Sudan comes to this conflict issue, it's not only the issue of Sudan, it's also the issue of its neighbors, especially for Ethiopia. These two countries share about 744 kilometers of borderline. So this shows that the two countries, if you touch one, you're touching the other. So that's obvious. That's why the Prime Minister also said in various events that we're working for the peace of Sudan. They have to take experiences from us to solve their problems by themselves. And if you see this visit of the Prime Minister, it shows that, for example, if you see the brief by the Minister of Foreign Affairs, the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Ambassador Taye Asqassalasse, he said that this visit shows that Sudan has someone to stand on its side.
Yeah.
There are a lot of pressure from the international community regarding these conflict issues in Africa, especially if you see. So the Prime Minister of Ethiopia and Ethiopia as a country stands in the side of Sudan to resolve its problems by itself. Yeah. So right. This was one of the main issues in the week that Ethiopia showed its support for Sudan in this regard and for the peace of the Horn of Africa in general. Yeah.
ጉብኝቱ አንደኛ የሱዳን ህዝብ አስተዋሽ እንዳለው ግጭቱም ሌሎች
This visit showed that the people of Sudan has someone who is supportive and the conflict is not forgotten, as others say. It showed that there is a government who gives emphasis and who shows ways for peace. It helps to hold deep discussions regarding peace.
In addition to the Ambassador Taye Asqassalasse's explanation regarding the visit of the Prime Minister, His Excellency Dr. Leggese Tulu, actually, Minister of Communication Services, gave remarks, and he, emphasized the points that we already touched.
Yeah.
So his visit, the visit of the Prime Minister, has, considered lots of points on the ground, lots of neighborhood points, lots of neighborhood issues that should be, prioritized, that should be, touched upon.
ጠቅላይ ሚኒስትር ዶክተር አብይ አህመድ ዛሬ በፖርት ሱዳን
His Excellency Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed held a fruitful discussion with the General Abdel Fattah al-Burhan on the current situation of Sudan. The aim of the discussion is to resolve the conflict in Sudan, as he stated at the House of People Representatives session. Since the conflict is damaging Sudan and its people, the Prime Minister discussed with the Sudanese President on the way to resolve the problem peacefully. The damage which occurs on the people of Sudan also hurts us, as currently the crisis in Sudan is escalating and this is not good for everybody. The Premier reaffirmed the commitment of Ethiopia to support the peaceful resolution of the conflict without any external pressure from anybody, so that the warring parties can resolve their problems by themselves.
And the other issue that we should embark upon is, the corridor development of the city.
Okay.
And the green areas. The city is, undergoing a huge development, and that development is called corridor development. It's not only a corridor development that encompasses some sort of greenery works. So all the officials, are, there, always there, day and night, there, working.
This corridor development issue is, as you know, related with the livelihood of the Addis Ababa residents. Now it's showing how it's important, how it's changing the look of Addis Ababa, as Addis Ababa is not only for Ethiopians, it's for Africans, and it's for the international community. Everyone is here from across the world, if you see. So it's changing the look of the city, is increasing the competitiveness of the metropolis. Now this corridor development is divided into 5, as you know. So most of it is already being completed. If you see, for example, this week, this Arat Kilo to Kenya Embassy or Kabana has been completed this week, and the Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed, Mayor of Addis Ababa City Adaanach Abeebe, and other officials visited this accomplishment, and they say that it's really amazing. It's if you see the time of accomplishment of this project, it's really a great experience for other projects also. So they portrayed that this experience, this accomplishment should be taken as an experience for other projects. Also, it's increasing the competitiveness of the city, the green coverage of the city, and the service provision of the city also. As you know, the drainage and the sewage systems, the security cameras, and other facilities are very modern in this area. So the Prime Minister and the Mayor also said these issues regarding the corridor development.
Yeah, you're right. So all the officials, including the Prime Minister, the federal officials, including the Prime Minister, and senior officials of the city government, including the mayor, Addis Ababa, officially inaugurated these corridors, and it was very recent that, as you mentioned, the Arat Kilo, Kabana, and Kenya Embassy.
Yeah.
Part of phase of the Arat Kilo Megananya corridor development has been officially, inaugurated.
Yeah.
So this inaugural ceremony saw lots of remarks from officials, and the Prime Minister Abiy, was very happy to remark on this ceremony that, in contrast to the other corridor development projects, this project was a little bit precarious in its security. Though it's precarious, it has been enhanced by many upgraded works, as you said, and the greenery works are amazing. There are some landscapes that should be covered by forestry works, and the greenery works are, taken, and trees are planted here and there. And that is an amazing aspect of, this corridor development, next to the Mexico Sarbet and the so-called
the Piazza Arat Kilo. Yeah.
ፒያሳን ሜክሲኮን እንዳየነው ሁሉ ዛሬ ደግሞ ከአራት ኪሎ
It's a follow-up of our recent tasks as we inaugurated the Piazza and Mexico areas corridor development. We are going to do the same for Arat Kilo, Kabana, Kenya and Basi Road today. The job is well done here as well. The streets for traffic flow are now wide enough. The walkways are also wider and the parking lots are in place now.
What other point do you have at hand?
Yeah, so you mentioned that this corridor development enhanced the green coverage of the city. Saying about that, the city administration is obvious that this season is the season of the Green Legacy Initiative in the recent years. So this Green Legacy Initiative has been launched, the fifth round Green Legacy Initiative actually, is launched in the level of Addis Ababa, in the presence of Mayor of Addis Ababa, City Addis Ababa, ambassadors, diplomats, and higher government officials and other residents. So this year the city administration has planned to plant about 20 million seedlings. Last year it could plant about 17.5 million seedlings. So year to year it's increasing its amount, and if you see the amount of also the growing plants, it has enhancements year to year, and in the national level, you remember that Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed revealed that the forest coverage of the country, the green coverage of the country has increased to 26% in the recent years. That is really a great achievement within this. I think 5 years. It's fifth round this year. So if you see as a country level, it's planned to reach about 40 billion seedlings this year.
40 to 50,
Yeah, actually the maximum plan is 50 billion. So this year alone, they have planned to reach 40 billion seedlings. So far 32.5 billion seedlings have been planted. So as in the long term or in the coming 1 or 2 years, it will reach obviously 50 billion. So this would be another issue of the week. The mayor remarked that, or the mayor called that everyone should contribute to the success of this planting issue. Maybe religious leaders, by the way, they were also present on the launching event, for diplomats and for everybody, for residents, for institutions. They have to strive to achieve this plan the mayor called.
That's right. Yeah, in addition to achieving, in minimizing or in mitigating the effects of, this climate change.
Yeah.
Ethiopia has been renowned for its, green legacy diplomacy as well. As you said, Addis Ababa is a diplomatic epicenter for Africa as well as for the international community. It should focus on some international issues. So the green legacy is an international issue that needs the focus of international communities. So that's why the city of Addis Ababa is prioritizing the green legacy, not only for the sake of itself, but for the sake of the continent as well as the planet at large.
Yeah.
Because of, as I said, the green legacy diplomacy is the most important aspect in recent days.
We have to plant more seedlings than last year. We will improve our follow-up and enhance our efficiency. Last year we planted about 17.5 million seedlings, and this year we will plant 20 million saplings. This is just a launching ceremony. The seedling will continue throughout the season. I call for everybody, ambassadors, religious institutions, government institutions, to plant in the areas that the city administration gives. We plant our food, we plant to protect air pollution, we plant our medicine. So we have to strengthen planting. Planting is not enough. We have to take care of the seedlings we plant.
I would like, to touch another cornerstone of diplomacy, the diplomatic tie between Ethiopia and Poland, the recent diplomatic tie. The Polish ambassador to Ethiopia, His Excellency Przemysław Bobak, said Poland is working, to enhance the cooperation with Ethiopia in various fields, in technological fields, in science, in culture and arts, in infrastructure enhancements, and other sectors as well. Ethiopia and Poland started relations in 1920s, and that relation, has got its diplomatic standard in 1945 during the visit paid by Haile Selassie the First.
As you mentioned, the ambassador said a lot of issues. I had an exclusive interview with him also. So he said that the two countries should strengthen their ties, especially economically. They have common interests in politics, social and economic issues. For example, in agriculture, he mentioned that there are a lot of opportunities in Ethiopia that not only the Polish investors but also any other foreign investor should engage in the sector. The technology and other sectors are also very nice prospects of Ethiopia for the investors he mentioned. He also mentioned that this joint venture issue between the Polish and Ethiopian investors to work closely. He said that in his tenure he's ready to do that, and he's exerting his efforts in bringing those investors and governments together to collaborate on these issues. So socially, if you see, for example, the people-to-people relation is increasing, he stated, because on the sector of education, there are a lot of works. He said, for example, Poland is giving scholarships for Ethiopians to obtain their education in Poland. By the way, last week the Ethiopian Airlines also launched its flight to Warsaw, Poland. Yeah, that's another milestone also, to strengthen the relation between the two countries. So I think we will be running out of time if we touch a lot of issues of the week. So I think we have to conclude. Yeah.
And this is the end of our today's weekly review program, and we are thankful for being with us.